The CEO of Blackrock has described Bitcoin as a danger to the currency, which makes this news extremely important. It's also important to note that BlackRock's CEO discussed the potential of asset tokenization at that time. He likened this technology to the shift from paper to electronic correspondence. The fact that Ripple XRP already has an asset tokenization platform is quite intriguing. Ripple makes it possible to tokenize actual assets on a blockchain intended for commercial use. We shall talk about this subject today. We'll also discuss Jerome Powell's assertion that banks are completely equipped to serve customers who use cryptocurrencies. Once more, XRP is at the center of this conversation. Elon Musk has claimed that the Federal Reserve System is nearing its demise. Regarding the Bitcoin market, it is important to note that there has been a notable downturn. The lowest price of Bitcoin today was almost $81,000. Even though the Bitcoin market is still poor, we are witnessing a little recovery in the evening. Many investors are unsure of their next course of action. Regarding market capitalization, XRP is still ranked fourth. It seems doubtful that XRP would lose ground to BNB very soon, even if the correction is substantial. Since Bitcoin's drop and the general market slump have caused its price to fluctuate negatively, XRP is currently behind Tether but hasn't been able to solidify above it. It's interesting to note that XRP has developed a new chart pattern. In particular, the trend line has been disrupted. This tower breakout was swiftly reclaimed, though today XRP had a minimum price of $2.03. Since XRP is still trading below the 5.10 moving average, which indicates buyer weakness, it is too soon to declare that a rebound is underway. While the market is still dominated by sellers for a considerable amount of time, XRP has been moving sideways at the top price range. Many people liken this to the allocation of substantial funds, indicating that big investors are now making money by selling off the XRP they have amassed since 2022. Given that large investors typically diversify their assets by selling some while holding on to others, this theory makes sense. The price of XRP would have already fallen if everything had gone wrong. We can observe, meanwhile, that there are buyers in the market and that sellers are not acting as aggressively as they formerly did. In the past, XRP dropped sharply any time it grew. Such aggressive selling is no longer present. However, sales may occur through over-the-counter OTC transactions, which have no direct impact on the exchange rate. The next psychological level, according to the trend line, is $2 if XRP closes below $2.10. Sell orders may be triggered by a fall below this level, which could drive the price down to $1.77 in order to retest the February local bottom. Referring back to BlackRock CEO's statement, he stated that Bitcoin poses a risk to the U.S. currency. He said the U.S. dollar's position as the global reserve currency is in jeopardy. A decline in interest in digital assets like Bitcoin and perhaps even XRP could result from the United States' unchecked fiscal deficits and debt accumulation. Since the introduction of the dead clock in Times Square in 1989, the U.S. national debt has grown 3 times faster than GDP. The CEO of BlackRock also emphasized the potential of asset tokenization by drawing a comparison between it and the shift from paper to online correspondence. Stocks, bonds, and real estate can all be digitalized through tokenization, increasing accessibility to investments, accelerating transactions, and removing settlement delays. It's interesting that Ripple can do that. Another competitor in this market is Hedera HBR. Through the highly scalable financial instrument known as XRP Ledger, Ripple offers an asset tokenization platform. This platform provides interoperability, best-in-class DX capability, and compliance at the institutional level. The potential transaction volumes could be huge once this technology is completely deployed. BlackRock is obviously aware of this and being ready for it. According to several sources, BlackRock's internal teams are already simulating XRP ETF movements, similar to what they did weeks prior to the spot Bitcoin ETF's launch. Banks are now fully capable of servicing crypto clients, Jerome Powell added. This holds true for U.S. banks as well as those who intend to incorporate XRP. Elon Musk has also implied that a completely new financial system is required and that the Federal Reserve's demise is imminent. XRP is positioned as its cornerstone. Ahead of Trump's publication date, the Japanese stock market is also seeing a decline. Fascinatingly, tomorrow, April 1st, marks the beginning of Japan's fiscal year. This might be important. According to some analysts, there will be volatility in USDT and BTC beginning in Japan. The euro and dollar, meanwhile, are anticipated to stay steady, suggesting that it could be safer to move money into fiat currencies rather than stablecoins or Bitcoin. Additionally, according to Brad Garleyhouse, the legal issues surrounding XRP have been resolved, allowing it to grow freely in the U.S. SEC confirmation is still necessary, though, and must be provided in formal documents as well as verbally. Banks are already expressing interest in Ripple, which will have a clear development path after that. According to certain predictions, the price of XRP may rise to $10,000 by 2030. This is feasible in light of tokenization and XRP's likely use as a bridge currency. However, many people would consider XRP to be a big success even if it were only $10, $20, or $100. The U.S. government is scheduled to hold a hearing on cryptocurrency legislation on April 9th, which is quickly approaching. There will soon be regulatory certainty, which is good news for XRP. In conclusion, buy on rumors, sell on news, as the phrase goes. XRP has seen a lot of encouraging developments. It is important to remember, nevertheless, that XRP is currently trading at a comparatively high level in relation to its previous appraisals. Buying amid dips may be a sensible tactic for long-term investors. It's hard to predict a deeper correction. The crucial levels to keep an eye on are $2 and $1.77. It's unclear if a bear market has started or if XRP will continue to decline. Another market shakeout could occur in which Bitcoin, XRP, and other cryptocurrencies fall once again before rising again. Coin accumulation during corrections, however, might not be a bad idea for long-term investors, especially considering that a lot of altcoins have already seen substantial corrections. The market appears to be building a bottom in anticipation of a further rally. Selling at the proper time will be crucial as we move from a period of neutral markets to one of euphoria. Prices may soar above expectations as some investors predict parabolic rise. According to psychological market cycles, a lot of investors sell their assets too soon, losing out on potential returns. Those who sold early may come to regret their choices if XRP keeps increasing. The secret is to stay strategic and patient. My portfolio is currently at break-even with a few little losses. I intend to adopt a more balanced strategy going forward, aiming for gains of 2 to 3 times instead of waiting for returns of 5 to 10 times. I still don't think the market is completely stable after such a long drop. Waiting for the market to rebound while trapped in another 4-year bear cycle is the last thing I want. That concludes today. Crypto Facts was this. I'll see you later.